They say that having a baby is expensive, and while that can be true, it doesn't have to be. So today I'm sharing some money-saving baby hacks. Hey guys, I'm Marissa and welcome back to my channel. I'm a first-time mom with my son, Peter, who is a year old, and I'm also very passionate about budgeting and personal finance. My husband and I have worked for years to get our finances under control with paying off debt, saving for an emergency fund, saving for a down payment on a house, investing, and so I feel like these worlds have kind of collided once I've had a baby. I've really loved being able to do all the first-time mom things with getting, fun things for my baby, but also I'm always looking out for a deal and ways that I can save money along the way. So I thought that I would share some of my tips and tricks that I've learned over the last year since having a baby. I also want to mention that I have a course called Budgeting for Baby, which is all about planning your finances for this time of having a baby. Like I said, it can be really expensive, but it doesn't have to be. And in this course, I break down everything you need to know about planning your finances for this time, how to budget, expenses that you can expect, and ways to save. So I will have a link to that course in the description box down below so you can check it out there. The first money-saving baby hack is to not buy too many bottles or pacifiers until baby gets here, because babies have preferences to these things and you don't want to end up buying a whole bunch of something that your baby won't take. My son Peter is a prime example of this. He actually took a bottle for the first couple months of his life. We had some trouble with feeding earlier on, and I was then having to do some pumping and bottle feeding, as well as we had to supplement with formula in the beginning. So he did take a bottle then, but then slowly started to refuse it, and then when he was like 3 months old, he flat out wouldn't take a bottle at all. The pacifier, we tried a little bit in the beginning, and he would maybe kind of take one for 10 seconds and then spit it out and didn't want anything to do with it. It never helped to calm him or soothe him. And I had bought all these pacifiers. They were so cute, the Bibs ones. I think that they're so precious, and a few other kinds of pacifiers. I also then tried all the kinds with him and all the ones that we had, and he wouldn't take any of them. So I feel like that was such a waste that we spent all this money on pacifiers that my son ended up not being a pacifier baby. I will say the one advantage to this now is that he's now a year old and hasn't taken a pacifier, so I don't have to wean him from anything. But in the early days, it was kind of hard. I really wish he would have taken a pacifier. But all that to be said, it's a great idea to maybe have one or two different brands on hand, but you really may not know what your baby prefers until they are born. So once they're born and they don't like the kinds of bottles or pacifiers that you have, then maybe you could go out and try a couple different brands, but don't load up and get 8 bottles of one brand, because your baby may not like that one. The second money-saving hack is to buy diapers on sale. I have never paid full price for a box of diapers. I've always gotten them with some sort of sale or discount or promotion that was going on. The first place that we like to get diapers is with Costco. Costco has their own brand of Kirkland diapers, which are made on the same factory as Huggies, and they are at a more affordable price, but there's even a greater discount. They do a sale once a year. I think last year they did it in August, and we actually stocked up on diapers then because they were doing this sale on their diapers. So I felt like we got to save extra on this. We save money every month into a baby fund, and that way it can accumulate over months, and then if we end up seeing a deal on diapers, then we have the money in the fund and we can load up on diapers and have them set aside for a later time when we're going to use them. I absolutely love my diaper stockpile that's in our garage, and it just is very comforting to me to know that we have all these diapers set aside there. But I have a stockpile because when I see something that's on sale, I'll purchase it then. The other sale or discount that I take advantage of sometimes is with Target. Oftentimes they run a deal that's you spend $100 on baby care sort of items, which includes formula and diapers and a few other things, and then you get a $20 gift card to Target, which I know that I'll use again. So theoretically, that's kind of saving 20% on diapers. $20 gift card once you spend $100. And then also I always utilize my Target Red Card, which gets me an additional 5% off. So I actually just took advantage of this last week and bought some new diapers for Peter, and those are in our stockpile as well, so that's another great benefit. So if you're strategic about it and you have the room in your home to be able to create a diaper stockpile, then being able to purchase things when they're on sale and stock up is a huge money-saving benefit. And you can even save more money on diapers with the Fetch Rewards app. I love using Fetch Rewards. I've shared about it many times because it's one of my favorite money saving apps. But you simply just scan gas and grocery receipts that you have with the Fetch Rewards app, and then you earn points for that, which you can then redeem those points for gift cards. They have gift cards to everything like Amazon, Target, Nordstrom, Walmart, like hundreds of gift card options to choose from. So why not just earn some free gift cards for scanning receipts that you have anyway? They also have the Huggies loyalty program built into the Fetch Rewards app. So anytime you buy Huggies diapers, you can scan your receipt and then earn additional points through Fetch Rewards, which is another huge benefit. With the Fetch Rewards app, if you haven't downloaded it yet, it's completely free to use. And I actually have a code where you can get 2,000 points to start, which is $2 worth of rewards. So I will have a link to Fetch Rewards in the description box, and you can use my code here to get that 2,000 points to start. My third money saving hack is using another app, and that is with Rakuten. Specifically, I like to use Rakuten, especially when it comes to buying baby clothes. So the way that Rakuten works is, like, let's say I want to buy Peter some clothes at Old Navy. I simply go to Rakuten's website, I can type Old Navy into the search bar, and I can see that Rakuten will offer a certain cashback percentage of my shopping trip. I then just follow Rakuten's link to Old Navy, and then I'm able to do my shopping and check out like normal, and then whatever percentage Rakuten is offering, that percentage of my shopping trip will be added back into my Rakuten account, which I can redeem as just straight up cash, like through PayPal. So this is another great benefit, and it's kind of one of those things that why not use it if you're going to be online shopping. Rakuten is completely free to use, and I also have another referral bonus with them. I think that it's a little bit higher right now. It's normally like $10, but right now it's actually a $30 referral bonus. So I will have a link to Rakuten in the description box down below. You get literally $30 once you make your first purchase with using Rakuten's website. And again, I use them anytime I need to make an online shopping trip. I just go to Rakuten and then do my regular shopping. It's completely free to use, and you get free cash back. The fourth money saving hack is to check with your insurance company to see what's covered with breastfeeding supplies. When I was pregnant, I called my insurance company to make sure I knew everything that was going to be covered and what I could expect in regards to insurance coverage with this expensive time of having a baby, which, by the way, I talk all about this in my budgeting for baby course related to insurance, which is really important. But one of these things that I was told when I was on the phone with insurance was that I actually got a free breast pump. My insurance company would cover a breast pump up to $160, I think it was, but I actually wanted to get an upgraded pump. I decided to get the Spectra S1 breast pump, which ended up being $200, so I just had to pay a $40 difference and was able to get my breast pump at $40 instead of $200. So definitely check with your insurance to see what may be covered in regards to breastfeeding supplies and just any other fun benefits that you get through insurance. The fifth money saving hack is actually to spend a little bit more money, because I think that it's important to invest in things that'll last. I'd rather buy nice than buy twice. For example, there could be two different versions of a baby item. The cheaper one is $5, the more expensive one is $10, and so you decide to go the less expensive route, but it ends up breaking multiple times, so then you end up having to rebuy it like 2 more times. So you've spent $15, whereas the $10 item would have lasted you a longer time. Or you could have just bought the $5 one first and then realized that you actually wanted, that you should have gotten the more expensive versions. Then you also spend $10. So then you spent $15 when to start off you could have spent $10, if that makes sense. And I haven't done that for maybe like such a smaller item, but I have splurged on some items so that I'm not having to buy nice or buy twice. But I definitely have also spent money on something that I thought would be great, ended up now having to replace it and buy something else, and so then I've spent more money when I should have just spent the money on the nicer item to begin with. For example, our stroller that we bought the Up a Baby Vista, and it's a more expensive stroller. And this is something though that I know that we're going to use for a long time because it can convert from a single to a double stroller. I use this just about every day when we go on walks, and this was one thing that I just wanted to splurge on and get like the nice one from the beginning, because I have known of a lot of moms who will get like a single stroller and then they have a second kid, so then they have to buy a double stroller. And so I just know that this is going to be like our stroller for several years. But one thing I didn't do so well on with this was in regard to our baby bassinet. I initially thought that we would just use our little play yard for Peter when he came home from the hospital. We have the Four Moms Breeze play yard, and they have like an infant insert, like a newborn insert on the top. And when Peter came home from the hospital, that's what he slept in for the first maybe first month. And I just assumed that he'd be able to sleep in that thing the whole time while he slept in our room next to us. We even bought like multiple sheet covers for it because we were going to have to, change it in the night, or he would spit up on it, or all these things. But it ended up that area was so small that he outgrew it within a month, which I wasn't expecting. So then we borrowed a friend's Halo bassinet, which was awesome, but Peter was having some trouble with sleeping. So then I ended up renting the Snoo bassinet. If you've been around for a while, then you know I've raved about the Snoo bassinet. I love this thing. But I was like, oh, it's so expensive. Like, I'll just rent it and see. We then rented it for a couple weeks, and we were like, yeah, we want to buy this thing. So then we bought it. So when you think about all these things, like, it would have been so much cheaper had I just started out and bought this new bassinet that I wanted in the first place, but instead I was trying to do all these things cheap and then ended up spending more money along the way. So I think that there are some things that it may come to that it would probably save you more money to just invest money in the things that are going to last and the things that are important to you. My sixth money saving hack is to get some more gender neutral items. Now, my son Peter, his room, you will look at it and you will see that it is pretty much very gender neutral. We knew that we were having a boy after the 11-week blood test, so I knew I was having a boy for so long, but I wanted to have more gender neutral things because who knows if someday we end up having a girl. So his furniture in his nursery is all very gender neutral. We could use it again for a girl if we needed. And actually a lot of his clothing items are also pretty neutral, especially the onesies and the sleepers that I got from Target, like the cute little llamas on it, you could definitely use for a girl as well. So I tried to think of things that I could use for future babies, which meant going more of the gender neutral route. But I feel like I can reuse these things for a girl if we end up having a girl someday. But I honestly do feel destined to be a boy mom. So we'll see. We'll see. The seventh money saving tip is to limit the amount of baby clothing and shoes that you buy because babies don't wear that much clothing or shoes. Again, I have a boy and I know that girl moms have so many clothes. Like when I've gone to baby showers for friends who are having girls, it's like everyone wants to get them cute outfits, and I totally get that. But even having a boy, Peter ended up having more clothes than what he needed, and I feel like he didn't even need that much because when he was a newborn and a small baby, he would just wear the same sleeper all day long, quite honestly. He didn't need that many outfits. So I would definitely limit the amount of baby clothing that you need, as well as shoes. There's honestly no reason that a newborn or small baby needs shoes. We've had one pair of shoes for Peter before he was 6 months, and we took a few cute pictures of him in them. But now he has I think maybe 3 pairs of shoes. He's now starting to take his first few steps, but it's more of cute, I guess, when we go out, but he doesn't need them. So don't spend a bunch of money on baby shoes that they're going to outgrow like that. And also it's just not a necessity. We just put socks on him and take him out and he's fine. And my 8th tip is when it comes to feeding your baby once they get to be a little bit older, and that is to buy packaged and pre-cut fruit and vegetables. Now, when I was starting to feed Peter solids, I was like, I need to be this best mom ever and buy all the fresh fruits and vegetables and cook them and chop them and serve them and do all these things. But you guys, there are many times where the fresh fruit and vegetables would sit on my counter, didn't get eaten up in a certain amount of days, and then they would go bad, and then I'd have to throw them in the trash. They became a waste. But I learned that frozen fruit and vegetables are just as nutritious, if not even more nutritious than fresh, because they are picked at peak freshness and then they're frozen. So that was a really great encouragement for me to be able to just buy frozen fruits and vegetables. And I love this because it's already pre-chopped. In many cases, you can get whole or pre-chopped frozen fruits and veggies. And then I can just take out the portion that I want to serve at that time. So I'm not wasting a whole bunch of other fruit and vegetables. Instead, I'm just taking out the portion. heating it up, cooking it however I need to, and then being able to serve it to Peter. I feel like it saves me time and it saves me money. Having it be frozen and pre-cut, I don't feel like it's an added cost when I'm grocery shopping. And then it also saves additional money because I'm not having to then throw away fruits and vegetables that ended up going bad. So I was really grateful when I heard that frozen fruit and vegetables are just as nutritious as fresh, because this is now what we do and it's made mealtime so much easier. So those are my money saving baby hacks. Let me know in the comments below if you have any other money saving baby hacks yourself. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more videos. Again, I will have a link to the Budgeting for Baby course in the description box down below, so you can check it out there if you want to learn more. And I will look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.
Already packing, come with me. I'm not really asking. We'll get away to a place where we